Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality. Inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Namaste. This is Mikey, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today, along with Manifestation Mindset Life Coach Papi DiNuzzo, on Manifesting the Law of Attraction podcast. If you're looking for a manifestation mindset life coach, inspirational speaker, successful entrepreneur, and best-selling author, please book Papi to speak to your company or book him to speak for free to your nonprofit organization that would love to hear his message of hope, inspiration, and love for ourselves and our fellow brothers and sisters. So many of us today find ourselves doom scrolling on social media. We feel anxious and overwhelmed. And not only does Papi want to spread messages of hope and inspiration, he wants to spread messages of positivity. So we ask you that you go to his social media links on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, where you can see all of this positive energy coming through. So please follow us online on your social media page. And I also want to remind you that Papi's free 7-day manifesting challenge online coaching course is available at papimindsetcoach.com. That's PAPI mindsetcoach.com. Just go to the landing page, and on the upper right-hand side of his landing page, put your full name and your email address. And this is going to allow you access to this free life-changing knowledge. So I highly encourage everyone to do that. So now let's go to Papi to set the table, all that being said, all that's so exciting news. So thanks, Papi, for joining us.
Yes, Mikey, I want to thank you. I want to thank Kim for putting together just a wonderful, wonderful day for us here, and just all the conversation we had and just getting ready for today and raising a wonderful energy. So thank you, Mikey, and thank you, Kim, for making the podcast such a big success. And as you mentioned, Mikey, I just want to also mention to our fellow brothers and sisters that we are getting LinkedIn is getting up. I've had a LinkedIn account for quite a long time, but getting that fully up and running now. So what we're doing is reaching out to sort of like a mass audience, almost like a business to consumer, but think of a mass audience on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And on LinkedIn, it's more of a business focus, reaching out to our fellow business brothers and sisters, successful entrepreneurs, CEOs, family, closely held businesses, family run businesses, husband and wife run businesses, partner run businesses, significant other run businesses. So if you have any business aspirations, if you are an entrepreneur or you're an aspiring entrepreneur, I suggest you follow us on LinkedIn. And there's a lot of valuable information, as Mikey had explained, being delivered to you on a regular basis. So thank you so much, Mikey, for the great introduction. I always start off, namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. My fellow brothers and sisters, the amount of power that you have inside of you is beyond your wildest comprehension, is beyond your wildest, most optimistic comprehension, because you've got access to all knowledge and all power of all time. And that's what we're going to talk about again today. And Mikey, in the conversation here on our podcast, I'm going to thank you so much for tuning in. And I remind you, if you like or love what you're hearing, please share this. Please reach out and share this with our fellow brothers and sisters, family members, friends, relatives, whoever it may be. Wonderful, powerful message today in our conversation on our podcast. You have a perfect spirit, perfect spiritual DNA, perfect spiritual spark. It can't get any better than that. And I'm here to shine universal light on you and our 8 billion fellow plus brothers and sisters all across planet Earth to awaken this untapped creative power that lives within you. My fellow brothers and sisters, you live in a 5D world, not a 3D world. I am here, and all I do is offer suggestions. I'm not here to convince anyone. I'm not here to convert anyone. I'm not here to develop followers. I'm actually here to develop leaders. My whole purpose on earth is to develop leaders, to make you a leader and understand this awe-inspiring ability that you have within you. And we've got some real specific conversations today that I'm really excited about. So again, my fellow brothers and sisters, open up your mind and allow this information to flow down into and through you. You have pure power, pure spirit, pure energy flowing down into you and through you. And what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with all availability, with all options of all time, with all power of all time, with all ability of all time? That's why I'm here. That's my purpose. That's what the rest of my life is devoted to, is helping you to be the best version of yourself. From a general perspective, you could put this under a category of self-help, self-improvement, personal development. But when you find out how well orchestrated the divine orchestration, the divine synchronicity, the divine unfoldment that you are involved with in your life here on planet Earth, and when you can entertain the thought that I want to illuminate and show you and light the way that you can live your life on a 5D highway, not the 3D highway, not that everything has to be done physically for you, that you have to work overtime and work harder and have more effort, more pushing and forcing and efforting and working to get ahead in life. That is not required. That's not necessary. So I implore you, I suggest you, my fellow brothers and sisters, open up your minds to a wonderful time with us today on the podcast. Our podcast manifests anything you can imagine. So thank you so much, Mikey, for a wonderful kickoff.
Sure. Yeah. And, I love the part where you say develop leaders and not followers. And I think, one of the great places that you can do that is at your mastermind groups that you go to. And I know you did one, in West Palm Beach? Is that where you were?
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I had a recent one in West Palm Beach. And what comes to mind for me, Mikey, for today's podcast is the power of feminine energy. The power of feminine energy. My fellow brothers and sisters, this universe, at the very top of the universal laws that I talk with you about all the time, and this should give you so much peace and comfort, my fellow brothers and sisters, that there is so much structure and organization to this universe beyond your comprehension. Beyond your comprehension. I want you to understand it and tap into it. At the very top, this universe, we live in a thought world. We live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. And this entire universe operates off of perfect and infinite universal laws. At the very top is the law of love. The law of love. The law of love, universal law of love, is the only law, the only universal law that fulfills all other laws. Right after that, very closely after that, is the law of balance. The law of balance. And that's what we're talking about today, is one half of that balance at the very highest level. At the very highest level of this universe, my fellow brothers and sisters, is a perfect harmony, perfect alignment, and perfect flow of masculine and feminine energy. It's perfect. It's well balanced beyond your wildest comprehension. Is masculine and feminine energy. It's like the largest, most beautiful sort of intertwined rope back and forth you could ever imagine. Perfect balance, perfect harmony. And what I'm focusing on, the main topic for today, for today's podcast, is the power of feminine energy. So all of my fellow sisters, within the reach of my sound, the sound of my voice, within the reach of the sound of my voice, please open up today. Listen to this message, take it in, let it resonate with you, immerse yourself in it for the awe-inspiring power that you possess inside of you. Share this with your other fellow sisters. Share this podcast with them. Turn them on to Papi Mindset Coach, to the podcast, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine. This one is so powerful today for all of our female listeners, our female audience, and also anyone related to them. We could have, obviously, our fellow brothers are listening today. Share this with a spouse, a significant other, a partner, parent, mother, daughter, anyone in your life that you know that you would like to help. Share this powerful message with them of the inner power that they possess. And the mastermind I was speaking to, Mikey, was an all female mastermind, very successful women entrepreneurs, and it was all sort of a stratification. There were seasoned, successful entrepreneurs. There were very solid, successful entrepreneurs. There were what I call emerging entrepreneurs. There were women who were either started a business, let's say maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. Then there were the like nascent on entrepreneurs who were just getting ready to bring something up out of the ground. So it was so exciting and it was so powerful, and the energy was so good for the younger entrepreneurs who were just getting ready to start a business or only been in business for months or a year or two, seeing the other women who were so successful and being able to share concepts and ideas and thoughts and energy with them. And it just came to light to me for some coaching techniques and topics that I want to share with the audience today that taps right into this divine feminine energy. And my point, Mike, is that we need this. We all need this, that our fellow sisters all across planet Earth are such an integral part of our success. Think of that at that highest level, being woven in perfect, at the source level, the highest level, perfect harmony, perfect synchronicity, that male and female, the masculine and feminine, that wonderful balance. We need women to help us with their feminine energy to make this world a better place, to make everything run better, to elevate all of our health, wealth, love, relationships, happiness, and spirituality. So this group was so powerful and it was so inspiring. So I had decided whenever we were talking, yeah, let's just focus today, Mikey, just on the wonderful women in our lives, the wonderful sisters that we know, and just give them as many coaching tips and pointers today and just focus an entire show on it.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing that when we get to the manifest coaching tip. But first, Papi wants to remind us that repetition is our key to manifesting success, and staying positive is also very important to manifesting. And with so much negativity around some of us, Papi wants to provide us with positive messages every week directly to our inbox. So if you haven't already, please go to our mailing list and make sure that you're signed up for that to receive these concepts to live by, like the one he's going to share with us today.
Yes, Mikey. The topic for today that I'm looking at is co-create, is the note that I had for today that I want to share on the podcast. And co-creation, this again is at the very, very top of the list, my fellow brothers and sisters. Co-creation. So what was I sharing with you earlier? The perfect spirit, your perfect spirit, your perfect spiritual DNA, your perfect spiritual spark. Your perfect spiritual spark, the reason it's perfect is that you are an extension of source. You're an extension of source. When it's been quoted that you were made in the creator's image, the creator is not referring to noses and toes. Not your nose, not your toes. That's not what the creator is talking about. Creator's referring to this perfection that's inside of you, this perfect spirit, perfect spiritual spark, especially that pure, perfect spiritual spark, because that is exactly the same as source. As the source, it's exactly the same. And that is why and how you are an extension of source energy. And you came here as an extension of source energy to work in harmony with and to co-create. This entire universe has been set up for you like the greatest buffet, the most well-stocked supermarket, shelf stocked from your eyesight, from where you're at, from the floor up to the clouds and up into and through the heavens above. You've got your ability and your choices to live the life, anything that you desire in health, wealth, love, happiness, relationships, spirituality, anything that you desire. I told you before, for those of our brothers and sisters who like asterisks, the only asterisk on this is at the top of the list. You came here for karmic lessons, and you spent a lot of time on this, knowing exactly your purpose, why you came here for karmic lessons, for lessons to fulfill contracts. But that does not stop any of your manifesting. If there was ever a conflict in those in minority of situations, you will be redirected by source to the best possible outcome for you. You'll hear me say, be careful what you ask for in our intentions. I talk a lot about intentions, affirmations, and prayers as well. A lot of our fellow brothers and sisters love to manifest through prayer work in addition to affirmations and intentions. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you pray for. Be careful what your intentions are, because oftentimes you'll think 3 months or 6 months later, a year or two later, Thank goodness that didn't happen. That didn't come to fruition. So the universe has your back, source has your back. So co-creating, you came here, and that's what I'm trying to flip this light switch on with you today, to get you to awaken to this awe-inspiring power that everyone, that all of our fellow sisters in our entire audience, this feminine power that you possess inside of you, and co-create. And how do you co-create? You co-create by understanding how powerful the source is, this energy that you have inside of you, this awe-inspiring ability capped off with free will, that you can make any choice you desire to and create anything in life. If you see any one of your fellow sisters or fellow brothers out and about and you see anything that they've accomplished, that lets you know that you absolutely positively can accomplish the same thing. What I teach you and coach you up on, level you up on, is it doesn't even matter if you've never seen a fellow brother or sister of yours accomplish it. Even if you've never seen anyone accomplish it, you can accomplish it. You can accomplish anything. And you do this through co-creation. I talk about faith and about belief, the belief in that your table has been fully set for you out in front of you, and you've got every resource available to you. The faith that you have every ability inside of you. So think of a hand and a glove. I want to have you take your hand as a metaphor, your faith, and place it firmly and squarely and a snug fit in with the universe's glove to co-create with all this power that's around you. My fellow sisters, we live in an energy field, within a field of consciousness. In this quantum field, in this Akashic field that we live in, it is not a 3D world. It's not a 3D field. It's a fifth dimension field with this universal, formless, intelligent, thinking substance that fills up 99.9% of the universe. There's energy all around us just waiting to be placed into action. When you have a thought, most of our fellow sisters think that you're just having a thought. It's not just a thought. My fellow sisters, I implore you, just bear with me. Just have some faith and have some trust. When you have a thought, you are gathering and harnessing energy, and you are directing it somewhere to where your thought is going, what you're thinking about. When you have a thought, you're harnessing and gathering, directing energy, and you have one thought and a firework goes off up in the fifth dimension or above. And when the dust and the smoke settles down from that single thought of yours, you will see the faint outline of what you're thinking about: a new job, a new career. You don't have a partner or a loved one or a significant other you desire. That faint outline is starting to come into form. You want again, a new car, whatever else it may be, new experience, vacation, you name it, a weekend retreat, a weekend to get away, whatever it is that you're thinking about starts to come into form with just a thought. Now, the secret sauce is emotion. You apply your emotion to it. You come at this from an authentic, genuine, humble perspective, and you apply genuine emotion to that thought. And now, just not one firework, but dozens of fireworks go off. And there's a lot more smoke and dust and everything else that has to settle down from dozens of fireworks versus just one firework. And when that settles down, you see the thought form of what you thought about it, this energy that you've harnessed and directed. You see the outline of that thought form a lot more clearly defined and a lot more fully developed. That, my fellow sisters, is the power of your thoughts. And the feminine energy, our fellow sisters, you are specialists in this. You have a special gift that I'm going to be talking more about today. A special gift in this area of intuition is so powerful. 5%, think of that big circle. If you just extend your hand with one finger pointing out like your pointing finger and draw a real big circle around your head. Think of it like you're drawing on a chalkboard or a whiteboard, a real big circle around your head with a horizontal line through the middle. Put a C in the top half of that circle for your conscious mind, an SC for in the bottom half of that circle, and what would look like the bowl for your subconscious mind. A little line going down, a small circle down below for your body, one line up on each side for your arms and your hands, one side down on each side for your legs and your feet. So you've got two circles, the big one on top, and in the bottom half of that circle, in the bowl, is your subconscious mind. That is where 95% of what you accomplish on Earth, 95% of what you accomplish on Earth, that's where it's generated from. That is at the top of the list for my job, to teach and coach and help you and hold hands and show you and illustrate and illuminate and to provide you with positive energy and an impression of increase, to stimulate you, to shine this universal light on you, to awaken this untapped creative power that comes through your subconscious mind. Access to all knowledge and all power of all time resides in your subconscious mind, connected to mine, Mikey's, Kim's, all 8 billion plus of our fellow brothers and sisters, on up into the ethereal heavens, connected all across this entire universe, connected all across. So co-creation is your ability. You are creating yourself. I talk about manifest anything you can imagine, about manifesting and manifestation. My fellow sisters, manifest is just a fancy word for create. It's just a fancy word for create. You have creative ability within you. You have the ability to manifest within you. It all occurs through the law of attraction, but just this co-creation, just know how powerful you are. Just trust me. I remind you constantly, follow me until you find one of two things not to be true. Either I don't know what I'm talking about or I'm lying to you. Neither of those is accurate. None of them will ever come to fruition. Trust me. Just listen to me. Have more confidence. If you can just have 1% confidence, just 1% confidence of what I'm talking with you about today, that's all I need, is that little sliver of daylight. Because my fellow sisters, I believe in you 100%. I believe in you 100% because I know the awe-inspiring power that is within you. I love each and every one of you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I want you, and I coach you up on telling yourself. I do it every morning. I love you. I love you. I love you. I tell myself the trillions of cells within you. You're the leader, my fellow sisters. You are the leader. Lead your body. Lead your life. You can lead any and all things that you would so desire because you've got this power within you. So co-creation, Mikey, we could talk all day long, but just so powerful. And I just want the women, our fellow sisters in our audience today, to know how powerful they are and that they have the ability to co-create with source, with universal intelligence, be able to manifest and create anything they desire.
Wow, that's so powerful. And, they say that the saying is like a penny for your thought, but really your thoughts are so much worth, they're so worth more than that, because what you are thinking is what you are co-creating with the universe. And like you said, you have to be so careful what you wish for or what you think about, because you are projecting that into the universe, and that's how you co-create with it. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And I know that you teased us a little bit already with your coaching tip about feminine energy, and I'm looking forward to hearing a lot more about that with your manifesting coaching tip for us today.
Yeah, and I was, Mike, and I didn't tease it on purpose. What's funny is like the feminine energy was coming through so strong, I just couldn't help myself from mentioning women's intuition. So I was like, thinking this in the back of my head, it just like came right to the front, and it was like, oh man, it's so powerful. So what gets me so excited, my fellow sisters, is just what exactly Mikey was just talking about. Is you have a natural advantage beyond your wildest comprehension, and I'm going to explain that to you in a second. So, what I want you to do, my fellow sisters, is to leverage your feminine energy, the feminine energy that you have, and the feminine power that you have within you, by accessing your women's intuition. Now, how many of you have heard of the phrase women's intuition? Pretty much every time I ever mention this to any woman that I'm ever coaching, they'll agree 99+% of the time. Yeah, Pappy, I've heard of women's intuition. And when I go a little bit deeper and ask them, what do you think about your intuition? Have you ever experienced in your life? And they'll usually initially agree, or just immediately they'll agree. Or if I give them a little bit to think about, they'll say, yeah, they start thinking through it. So, what the power is here that I'm explaining, my fellow sisters, is your women's intuition. If you think of that stick figure that I had you draw mentally a little bit ago, that real big circle around your head with the horizontal line through the middle, the top is your conscious mind, which creates 5% of everything you create. The bottom half of that circle, the bowl, creates 95%. That's your subconscious mind. The conscious mind on top, the top half of that circle, the conscious mind, which only creates 5% of what you create in life, what you have in life, is your thinking mind. Your thinking mind. The important part, your subconscious mind, The bowl in the bottom half is your feeling mind, your feeling mind, your subjective mind. Your top is your objective mind. This is your subjective feeling mind. And you have a gift, my fellow brothers and sisters, such a huge advantage in being in touch with your feelings. This is where being in touch with your feelings and your feminine energy and your feminine structure is such a natural advantage. What is flowing down into you and through you, and what flows to you from your subconscious mind, access to all knowledge and all power of all time. My fellow sisters, decades and decades ago, I thought when I would get a thought that came into me, I thought they all came from the same place. I thought they all came from the same place. And one of the happiest days of my life was when I was able to differentiate, whenever I recognized in advance and I was able to differentiate, whoa, whoa, whoa. This thought just came from my conscious mind, the top half that only produces 5%. I call that our stinking thinking. Dolores Cannon called it Mr. Stupid. Okay, we know how we feel about that. Now, the bottom half is where the magic happens. This is where you're an expert. You naturally have a gift here. In the bottom half, your subjective feeling mind. And this is where I want you to lean into and immerse yourself and have confidence in the power of your intuition. Start to pay attention to these thoughts that are coming in, because if the thought is coming to you from your subconscious mind, get this, it's right 100% of the time. And not just right, Mikey, but this is the greatest, highest level, most accurate, most exhilarating answer you could ever expect. A plus every single time. It gives you 100 thoughts, it's 100 for 100. If it gives you 1,000, it's 1,000. 10,000, the last 10,000 thoughts that it gave you, all 10,000 were A pluses on a report card. This is what you want to access to help lead you and guide you. So when you tap into, and when I talk to successful women, successful female entrepreneurs, I'll often talk about this, often say, Pappy, yes, I follow my intuition. My intuition is very strong. I pay very close attention to it. Now, men, it's a lot clunkier with them, with their subconscious mind, because they want to think things out. They want to lean into their conscious mind, as objective thinking mind, a lot more, which places them at a disadvantage on this. And it's a lot clunkier for them. And they'll say things like, maybe like, I'll follow my gut, or they'll talk about hunches a lot. Where's their hunch coming from? I speak to our fellow brothers who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, that no matter what level they are as far as successful entrepreneurs. Pappy, I learned a lot. I learned a long time ago to follow my gut, to follow my hunches. When I get a hunch, I follow that. I lean into it. That's what I do. My fellow sisters, you have so much more power within you. It's just such a natural fit because of your feminine makeup, your feminine energy, just the way you are, how you were created. You have this awe-inspiring power within you. So I want you to lean into and start to pay closer attention to what's coming to you. I tell you, from my subconscious mind, when I get a message from my subconscious mind, and again, the universe is nonverbal, non-linguistic. This is telepathic. It just sort of comes on the screen of your mind. It comes into you. I get it for 1 or 2 seconds, and then it goes away. And the greatest advice, the greatest answers, guidance, direction on earth, there's no band, there's no horns that play, there's no trumpets, there's no fireworks that go off. The thought just comes in. So you're an expert at this. Quiet yourself, listen to it, listen to what's coming in to you from your subconscious mind. And this can help you in everything in life: your physical health, your mental wellness, any and all things to do with wealth, business, entrepreneurship, excuse me, personal finances, anything with wealth, love, happiness, relationships, spirituality. So lean into this huge advantage you have of your women's intuition, which is connected to your subconscious mind, and which is connected to universal subconscious mind, and has access to all knowledge and all power of all time. You have such an awe-inspiring power within you. My fellow sisters, just open up your mind and consider this. Consider this as an option that's available to you. Just open up and lean into it. And the more you lean into it, the happier you're going to be, because the more successful you're going to be, the more successful you're going to be.
Pappy, I don't think that I think everybody has a story about a time that they listened to their gut or that inner voice inside of them. And if I could just share something that I do with myself, like instead of listening with my ears, if I start to get anxious, and guys can do this too. Like I put one hand on my gut and like one hand on my heart. And I just close my eyes because this is where you should be listening from your gut and your heart. And I think once you start doing that, you your inner voice just lowers your anxiety and you keep yourself in the present. And I think that's where you get your answers from, like as a woman and men as well. Listen to your heart and listen to your gut, and it will lead you in the right direction. And it keeps you in the
Yeah.
present. And being in the present is how you encourage all of your listeners to do their affirmations as well, like as if it's currently happening. And I know that you always begin your affirmations with, I am so happy and grateful that.
Yeah, Mikey, that's such a great, just a gem, just a true gem that you just shared with us. And I just want to remind the audience. So if you notice what Mikey's done, and my fellow sisters, you customize everything to you for all the universal knowledge that I'm sharing with you. So some of you like to see things, you're very visual. Some of you like to hear things. Some of you like to say things out loud. Some of you, you can feel your way into your day. You may write things out. You like to journal, however it is. So notice what Mikey did. She came up with her own customized system that works for her. And by her touching her heart and touching her abdomen, she is saying, this is what links me into my subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, you are the queen. You are the ruler. You're the president. You're the CEO. Whatever you instruct your subconscious mind, that's why self-talk is so powerful. Whatever you tell your subconscious mind. So Mikey has told her subconscious mind, this is how I want to communicate. This is how I'm going to get in state. This is how I'm going to place myself there and let it flow through me. So thank you so much, Mikey. That's so wonderful. And I just love whenever anyone shares, and you're very good at that, on how I want you to customize this for what works for you, to let it flow through you, to place you in harmony with your subconscious mind and access this awe-inspiring power. And affirmations are such a big part. I start these as soon as I wake up every morning, as soon as I'm barely awake. I'm saying affirmations. I'm so excited. As Mikey stated, you've heard me say time and time again, there is no past, there is no future. All you have is the present. You're in the present. You're waking up just barely. That's one of the two times you're closest to your subconscious mind naturally all day long. As soon as you're barely waking up and right before you totally fall asleep at night, use this powerful time and you're right next to your subconscious mind, giving affirmations, stating your intentions. When you state your intentions, I want it and I expect it. I bless and I thank you. So you have to put your big girl pants on and let the universe know, I want this and I expect it. And also, I bless and I thank you. There's nothing more powerful than giving gratitude for something that in a 3D world, in a 5D world, in your mind where everything is created. Everything's created twice. First in your or my mind or one of our 8 billion fellow brothers or sisters, and then the physical object back of it. So you're creating every time you have a thought. That's how powerful it is. So start off with affirmations in the morning, intentions. But the affirmations, I always start them off, I am. And why do I tell you to capitalize AM anytime you write this out for your affirmations? 333, 3 in the morning, right shortly after waking, when you wake up, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. If you miss the morning, do 6 in the afternoon. If you for some reason miss the morning and afternoon, do 9 at night. When you write these out, lean into them, visualize your goal. Try to immerse yourself in where you're at. You're smelling you smell the surroundings. You hear noises in the background, what you're touching, everything, your sight, your smell, your taste, your hearing, your touch. Pull all those in. So we have I am, capital A, capital M, and this recognizes this perfect spiritual spark that's inside of you, this God force that you've been given, this creative force to co-create with universal intelligence. I am so happy. I've got happy in there, and I learned this from Bob Proctor a long time ago. We want it in there, so I don't want to use the word forcing ourselves, but it's embedded in there, an elevation, high vibration. Happy, that's a high vibration. Happiness is high. We want to be at a high vibration. When we launch this and we send this request to the universe, we want to be as high vibration as possible and grateful. when you give gratitude, my fellow sisters, you are at the exact same vibration and frequency as abundance. When you are at that level, you are at the exact same level, exact same vibration and frequency as abundance. So if you want to get on an abundance frequency immediately, almost like snapping your fingers, be authentic, be genuine, be humble, and give genuine gratitude. And that vibration that comes out of you at that moment, that vibration, that frequency is exactly the same vibration frequency as abundance. That's why true gratitude will deliver so much wonderful abundance unto you. So I am so happy and grateful now that I live every day in a mindset of faith, not fear. You read my book, and I say, read my book and read it every day. I make it to, if you can't afford my book, I make it available to you for free, a free ebook at papimindsetcoach.com. It's free. So I would not tell you to read or study something every day and suggest that you have to pay for it. I'll give it to you for free so that I can help you, to live your best life. You live in a mindset of faith, not fear. I talk about CAPFA, CAFPA. The C is I want you living in a mindset of creativity, not competition. Create, don't compete. The A is I want you to live in a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. And the F that I'm referring to here, I want you to live in a mindset of faith, not fear. That all will lead up to the PA, CAPFA. That leads up to positive attitude, not negative attitude. But the big three, creative mindset, mindset of abundance, mindset of faith, not fear. Again, my fellow sisters, in 90% or more than 90% of the cases, I don't go onto scientific. I don't talk about scientific research all that much because I'm coming to you from perspective of spirituality. But if you look at the behavioral scientists and they study this, and our fellow sisters are worried about something, so you're worried about something, and they'll note this in the research, and they'll come back to it later. So what you were fearful for a week ago, a month ago, half a year ago, whatever it was that you thought would have occurred, over 90% of the time, what you're fearful for, what you're fearful about, never materializes. It never materializes. Faith is just can be considered as esoteric as well. Someone says, well, prove faith to me. So let's say in over 90% of the cases for fear and faith, there's no tangible human type proof that some humans crave, no tangible proof that you can touch regarding the fear or the faith. Why lean into fear? Why, when you have basically the same probability of either fear or faith, why not lean into faith and have faith that you are special? My fellow sisters, you are special. You have a special ability within you. Lean into faith, lean into everything that I'm talking with you and shine this universal light on you that I know, you know that this is true within your subconscious mind. You know that this is true. Follow your intuition. Follow me forward. Follow your intuition.
What a great affirmation. Just what a great reminder to shift your mindset from a place of anxiety to a place of belief and trust. So I think
Yeah.
that's great. And now we get to ask Pappy a question. We do have a question from one of our listeners. And if you have a question you'd like to ask Pappy, just go to his website and submit your question by clicking on the Ask Pappy link. Today, Pappy, your question from one of our listeners is, how does manifesting differ from wishful thinking?
Yes, Mikey. We have a lot of fellow sisters and fellow brothers who are very good at daydreaming and thinking, and their minds will just wander. But I refer back to if a lot of our listeners that I talk to have watched the movie called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It was released in the 2000s. You can go back and take a look. It's a wonderful movie to watch. It's very inspiring. And it's one of the best movies ever put together on this, dealing with the law of attraction. But there was very little in the movie, Mikey, devoted to action. So again, everything on earth is created twice, my fellow sisters. Everything on earth is created twice. First in your or mine or someone's mind, and then the physical object back of it. The physical object back. And the physical object back cannot be completed without action. So I'm asking, I'm imploring you, perform action. I call it efficient action is what I want you to perform. Efficient, inspired, joyful action. So this is efficient action. And where am I leading you with inspired and joyful? Remember I told you the secret sauce is emotions, is emotion. Inspired and joyful. There's a lot of positive emotions when you're performing your action. So it's just wishful thinking. If you have a dream board or vision board and you're looking at it and you have happy thoughts and everything else, and you could look at it 5 times a day, but if you are not performing action, if you're not performing efficient, joyful, inspired action, it's just wishful thinking, it's just casual daydreaming, you will not manifest, you will not create what your desires are, what your affirmations, your goals, etc. are without you applying action to it. So manifesting, creating, Mikey, is that two-part process. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. The two core parts of creating and manifesting are thinking the thought. It all starts with that. That's when you're initially harnessing and directing energy and then completing the physical object back of it with your actions. And I talk about how to perform your actions all throughout my book. So I went a little bit long on a couple of questions you had, Mikey, for me. So I'm just going to answer one question today, if that's okay with you. If you can hold the other ones till the next podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for that answer.
Thanks.
And I know that you mentioned already your book, Manifest Anything That You Can Imagine, comes in an audio version of it as well as a physical copy of it. And I know that it's so important as part of your daily ritual to read at least one page a day of your book. And if you're short on time, one of my favorite pages to read is the first page of each chapter where there's quotes. And I know you have plenty of quotes that you'd like to share with us that come through to you.
Yes, and you're correct, Mikey. That's one of the biggest comments I get. Compliments on the quotes in the book. People love the quotes. It's almost just like a Reader's Digest version or executive summary or however you want to look at it. And there's so much energy in these quotes in the book. And that's why I tell you, when you first get it, just go from chapter to chapter and just read the quotes. You'll get such a good feel for it. You'll be on such a great vibration just reading the quotes. So the quote that I'm going to share with you today is from my book in chapter 15. There is a universal power, spirit, and energy flowing down into and through you that empowers you and never fails to present opportunity to the advancing person who is moving in obedience with universal law. To think what you want to think is to think truth inside out, regardless of appearance, or living outside in. Papi, DiNuzzo. My fellow sisters, you have this pure power, spirit, energy that I talk about over and over, flowing down into you and through you with this supermarket stock from the floor up through the clouds, up through the heavens, with anything that you want on earth, anything that you want, you can manifest anything you want. Utilize this pure power and spirit energy flowing down to you and through you. I want your fellow sisters and brothers to start looking at you as an advancing personality, an advancing person, advancing personality, because you're going to be delivering your impression of increase to them. And how is that going to work? You're going to start operating at a higher vibration. You're going to start operating at a higher vibration. What did Buddha say? You'll become what you think. You will attract what you feel. You'll create what you imagine. We're talking about feelings today, my fellow sisters. What is Buddha talking about? You'll attract what you feel. Whatever vibrations you send out high vibrations, you're going to attract wonderful high outcomes back to you, opportunities, people, places, resources, peers, wealth, whatever it is. You send out, yes, Mikey, and the quotes, as you mentioned, are so powerful. The quotes from the book, I just love reading them myself. I get so many positive comments from our fellow sisters and brothers who read the book, how much they love just reading the quotes. It's so powerful. And the quote that I'm going to share today is from my book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, which is available on Amazon, and the audio version and my voice is available on Audible as well. I have a free version, as I mentioned. I would never coach you up and say that you should read at least one page or ideally a chapter in my book every day when forcing you to buy a book or something. So I provide it to you for free if you can't afford it. I have a free ebook available for you on papimindsetcoach.com to help you to live the best version of your life, to live your best life. So, wonderful quote today from chapter 15. There is a universal power, spirit, and energy flowing down into and through you that empowers you and never fails to present opportunity to the advancing person who is moving in obedience with universal law. To think what you want to think is to think truth, inside out, regardless of appearance, outside in. So my fellow sisters, tap into this awe-inspiring power that you have within you. And in short order, you will start to be viewed by your fellow sisters and brothers as an advancing person, that you're delivering your impression of increase to them. And how are you doing that? You're at a higher vibration. You're in a positive attitude, positive energy, positive vibration, or negative, one or the other. You can only be in positive vibration energy or negative energy, negative vibration, only one or the other. And when you spend more time with a positive vibration and positive energy, what did Buddha say? I quote Buddha all the time. It's just so powerful. What a genius. What a genius. You will become what you think. You will attract what you feel. You will create what you imagine. So just think about the feeling part, that second line, the second sentence. You attract what you feel. How is this happening, my fellow brothers and sisters? You should be elated over this because this is happening in your wheelhouse. This is in your zone of genius. This all flows through your subconscious mind, through the feelings that I've been talking with you about all podcasts, that you're an expert at, this. Use your superpower for how good you are at accessing your subconscious mind and your feelings and your women's intuition, and use this to change your life's trajectory more than you can ever imagine. So use this. You will attract what you feel. These vibrations that are coming out of you, what you're going to attract back into your life at whatever that level is. I want you putting out the greatest, highest vibration and frequency possible, attracting back the highest, greatest individuals, people. If you're looking for a spouse or a partner or significant other, it could be wealth, happiness, spirituality, physical health, mental wellness, whatever it is that you want to attract into your life. Send it out at the highest vibration possible. You will attract what you feel. You're an expert at this. I want you, my fellow sisters, to use your superpower, please. I implore you. And again, read at least one page, ideally a paragraph at least every day in my book. A lot of our fellow sisters and brothers have had so much success just listening to the book. It's available on Audible, just listening to it in the background. When you normally be working at your desk or cooking dinner in the evening, or maybe getting ready in the morning, brushing your teeth, listen to it. Even what you consider to be 100% passively, it can help all by itself. Raise your level of vibration, raise your level of frequency all by itself, just passively listening to it. Because believe me, your subconscious mind is taking this information, and even if you consider it to be passive listening, it's taking this wonderful high vibration, high frequency information in. So that's just such a great quote to share today. Thank you, Mikey, for picking out such a great quote for the podcast today. That's very, very strong, very powerful.
It is a great quote, and it's a great quote to remind us to use our intuition and to think that what we think is the truth. So that's a great way to end the show. So thank you so much, Pappy, for sharing your knowledge with us. And Pappy would like to remind us to sign up for his free 7-day Manifesting Challenge online coaching course on PappyMindsetCoach.com. That's PAPI mindsetcoach.com, where you'll find the link at the top of his landing page. And I would like to remind you to continue, follow, and share and subscribe on your favorite social media platform. Thank you, Pappy.
Mike,
Namaste.
yeah, yes, thank you so much. I just want to share one last thing with the audience, Mike. I just want to share with our entire audience, no matter where you're at, you will receive this. I want to share with you, everyone in the audience, love, light, truth, inner knowing, remembrance. I came here to help you to remember. That's in the Thai for number one, to help you remember how powerful you are. Remembrance and positive energy. So positive energy from me to you, and all your loved ones. Thank you so much for listening in today to our podcast, and we look forward to seeing you soon on our next show. Thank you so much. Namaste. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit PappyMindsetCoach.com for more resources, and follow us at Pappy Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.